Well, it's estimated that more than 2 million people in the United States are going to get diagnosed with cancer this year alone, according to the National Cancer Institute. And we know that early detection can be vital to increasing chances of survival. Well, Hackensack Meridian Health here in New Jersey is launching a study that will use trained dogs as well as artificial intelligence to detect cancer using an at-home breath test. Researchers are starting with breast cancer, and they're hoping that their findings can help to detect other forms of cancer in the future. And joining us now to talk more about that, we're joined by Elias Obeid from Hackensack Meridian Health. This is really interesting and groundbreaking. We've heard before about dogs being able to help, let's say, diabetics by detecting blood sugar drops and spikes. How are they going to be able to do it with cancer?
So, good morning. Thanks for having me on the show today so I can talk a little bit about this exciting research study. So, really, again, this is research. So, we're trying to understand how dog sniffing, coupled with technology, basically AI, so that we can detect cancer early. We know that cancer cells can release, we call them volatile organic compounds, and they can be released in the breath of human beings. And dogs, with their incredible sense of sniffing and smelling, they can detect those different volatile organic compounds. And accordingly, their behavior changes. Now, that change might be very difficult for us human beings to see, but with cameras and with sensors and coupled with AI technology, that change can potentially tell us about whether or not they're sniffing those volatile compounds.
And this is all about early detection. We know that's really important when it comes to fighting cancer, right?
That's correct. I mean, obviously, when in general we want to detect cancer, it's very important to detect cancer at an earlier stage. So the study is looking at breast cancer. Breast cancer is the leading cause of cancers in women. We know 1 out of 8 women would probably be diagnosed with breast cancer. Also, breast cancer has standard and gold standard detection and screening tools like mammograms, MRIs, and ultrasounds. And the question that we wanted to answer, we thought we'll start with a cancer that's common, that has a screening test, and then eventually, if this turns out to be valid, that needs to be validated in a larger study, and also move to other cancer types.
If you could, how do the dogs do this? What in particular are they smelling?
So those volatile organic compounds, and I think the science is going to be also deciphered. So we will be working, later on with the company that says, basically developed this technology to understand what exactly those volatile compounds are.
So would this be more? Would this be coming much sooner in terms of diagnosis than what you would see in a mammogram, ultrasound, and also can you detect it? You mentioned being able to detect it by the smell. Is that before you can detect something in blood work?
So there are different ways of potentially looking at the presence of cancer. We know that there are currently different companies looking at the blood tests that are looking at early detection of cancer. This is a little bit different, but in the same concept that the early detection. This one is looking at the breath compounds. So we don't know if the dogs will be able to sniff anything in the blood. It's possible, but I think this is very minimally invasive because it's just breathing.
Right.
A woman who is, trying to avoid anything that's invasive. I mean, this is the simplest and the least invasive thing that can be done. Typically, they are given a face mask, one of those N95 masks that we had to wear during the pandemic.
Yes.
It would be lined with a special mask that the company would need to use for the dogs to sniff, and they breathe into it for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then they'll put it in a canister, and that will be shipped where the dogs are, so they can sniff.
Wow.
How is the AI involved in this?
The AI is involved in detecting the very minimal changes in the dog's behaviors that would, enable. And again, it's an AI
Oh,
technology and AI learning. So there will be a point where the AI technology learns significantly how those dogs' behaviors are changing, and therefore, kind of stop there, and then it will be the same process over and over and over, because you don't want the AI technology to overlearn
right.
above what it should.
Well, as a dog lover, I was just curious: is there a particular breed that's better at this, or that you're using for the early studies?
So the breed that's being used here is Beagle.
Beagles. All
Yeah.
right, I have a half beagle at home, and she can smell anything from a mile away. You could drop a crumb, and she can smell it. I
Yeah.
don't know how great she'd be at detecting anything, though.
She's half beagle, so maybe out of one nostril she
Yeah,
can smell and not the
maybe.
other. Yeah.
Well, this is fascinating. We wish you the best of luck, and we'd like
Thank
to
you.
check back in with you to see how this is going. Dr. Elias Obeid from Hackensack Meridian Health. Thanks so much for joining
Thank you
us.
for the interest. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
Bring the beagle here. All right.